Greetings, men of Numenor, stewards of Gondor, servants of the Dark Lord, and other beings from around Middle-earth, and welcome back. I have been expecting you. Today we are continuing the trend of fan fictions. Last week I covered a fan fiction of a plausible and hypothetical timeline for what if ancient ethereal spirit of the Sith King Marka Ragnos, one of the most feared and powerful Dark Lords of the Sith to ever tyrannically and impose his tyrannical and tormentorous regime across the galaxy, engaging in a duel with Saruman the White, also known as Saruman of Many Colours, or the Mysterious Man, or Sharky. Saruman eventually prevailed, with him using his magic and superior experience to Ragnos, having been born for several millennia, to his advantage in order to overcome this ancient Sith spirit that was believed to be one of the most formidable Dark Lords of all time. In that video, I put in the title that it was just episode 1 of a vast series that would ultimately end with an ultimate battle between the two universes. A quick note before we proceed is if you want to learn more about Star Wars, go over to my other channel, Star Wars Brainbusters. We cover a lot of the Star Wars lore and delve into both the Sith, the Jedi, bounty hunters, Star Wars TV shows, and the ethereal beings from the Old Republic. Now, my friends, pay your respects, as into the tomb of Naga Sadow we now go. The White Council versus Naga Sadow. Who will prevail in this ultimate clash of sorcerers and power? The White Council, a powerful group of wizards and sorcerers, stood before the ancient tomb of Naga Sadow. Pillars protruded from the bed of sand, runes etched into them that had faded to myth. The powerful Sith Lord still scraped the galaxy. They were there to stop him from unleashing a powerful ritual that would grant him immense power and potentially destroy the entire world. Gandalf, the second in command of the council, stepped forward. Saruman overtook him, uttering, "Naga Sadow, we will not allow you to complete this ritual. Surrender now and face judgment for your crimes." Naga Sadow, adorned in dark robes and wielding an ancient Sith war sword, sneered at the council as power sparked off his sword. "You think you can stop me? I am the master of the dark side, and you are nothing but weak old men." Radagast, a member of the council, spoke up. "We are not weak, Naga Sadow, and we have the power of magic on our side, and we will not hesitate to use it against you." With that, the council unleashed a powerful spell that summoned a gigantic wolf made of ice to attack Sadow. The Sith Lord, unfazed from their assault, unleashed a powerful blast of force energy that shattered the wolf instantaneously, lightning sparking from his fingers. He then incinerated Radagast the Brown with a powerful bolt of lightning. The council, reeling from the loss of one of their own, regrouped and prepared to face Naga Sadow once more. Saruman, another member of the council and its current head, stepped forward and unleashed a spell that summoned a barrage of bolts of lightning to strike Sadow. The Sith Lord, using the dark side of the Force, managed to use deflection and deflected the bolts back at Saruman, severely injuring the wizard. As the battle continued to progress, Naga Sadow prepared to unleash his most powerful spell, an ancient dark-side incantation, as he began to garner his power, a ritual that would grant him nigh unprecedented power, and potentially destroy the entire world. His intent to gorge himself on the deaths of all the suffering that it would cause, but the council, mustering all of their power in a combined loop, managed to interrupt the ritual and banish Naga Sadow to the infinite void of chaos. But Naga Sadow was not done yet. His spirit clawed at the ground. Refusing to be banished, he unleashed a ritual that warped the mind of Galadriel, one of the most powerful members of the council, turning her against her allies. Gandalf and Saruman were forced to engage her, also defending themselves against Naga Sadow's ruthless attacks. The battle was intense, and both sides were taking heavy casualties. Naga Sadow, using his mastery of the dark side, was able to hold his own against the combined might of the council, but Gandalf and Saruman, wielding their powerful staffs, were able to strike down Naga Sadow with powerful spells and incantations. In the end, it was Gandalf and Saruman who eventually emerged victorious, having managed to break Naga Sadow's hold on Galadriel and banishing him once more to the void of chaos. But the council had paid a heavy price for their victory. As they slowly left the tomb, the council knew that Naga Sadow's power and influence were not completely gone, and that they must remain vigilant. Gandalf spoke to the council. We have won this battle, but the war is far from over, and Naga Sadow's power and influence still linger. The council nodded in agreement, knowing that they must all be ready to face darkness. As Naga Sadow was banished once more to the void of chaos, he let out a furious scream. You may have won this battle, but I will return. The era of the Sith purebloods will rise again, and nothing will stop us. My power will be felt across the galaxy, and Caliban will tremble under my feet. The council, still reeling from their victory, watched as Naga Sadow disappeared into the void. They were unprepared for the next implications. The planet of Caliban began to shake, and stars in the nearby galaxy began to explode in fiery waves of energy. The council knew that Naga Sadow's power was still felt, even in his eternal banishment. As the council tried to escape the crumbling tomb, Galadriel fell into a crevice caused by the tremors. Gandalf, despite and desperate to save her, reached out to grab her hand, but Saruman, who had been injured during the battle, mysteriously pushed Gandalf into the crevice and made his escape. The council was shocked by Saruman's betrayal as they looked into his eyes. They saw a cold, calculating gaze that was not the Saruman they knew. They sensed an evil within him that they had never seen, a ravenous hunger that would destroy the galaxy. But then, just as quickly as it was there, it was gone. They couldn't help but ponder if Naga Sadow had somehow briefly taken over Saruman's body and caused his betrayal. As the council escaped from this crumbling tomb in the shaking planet, they knew that Naga Sadow's threat was far from over. They knew he would continue to seek power, and that they must remain vigilant for eternity. They also knew that they must keep an eye on Saruman, as they feared that Naga Sadow's influence may have taken over him. But with two of their most powerful mentions now incapacitated at the bottle of Caliban, it would be very difficult for this to occur. The remaining council knew that the war against darkness was far from concluded, and that they must be ready for whatever Naga Sadow and his followers would throw at them next. As the council escaped the crumbling tomb and the shaking planet, they knew Naga Sadow's threat would live on. Gandalf, residing at the bottom of the ravine, still in shock over Saruman's betrayal and Galadriel's death, scoured the bottom for her corpse at the bottom of the ravine where she had fallen. When he found her, he was filled with grief and sorrow. He couldn't help but wonder if he could have saved her if he had been a bit quicker, stronger, or more powerful. He cried over her death and vowed to avenge her. He knew he had to take responsibility for the council's failure, and that he had to make sure that Naga Sadow and Saruman would never threaten the council or the world again. Gandalf knew he had to be patient. He couldn't rush into things blindly. He knew he had to gather more powerful allies and gain more knowledge, and muster the power to be able to face Naga Sadow and kill him once and for all. He needed to avenge Galadriel's death, even though he knew that the war against darkness was perpetual and would never truly be over. But he had done his best to ensure that the council and the world was safe, for now. Now he just had to push the final step. He knew that he had to continue to be vigilant, as the power of the dark side was always lurking, with the reminiscence of the old masters waiting for a chance to strike again. Well, my friends, stewards, and acolytes, what did you think of this video? Are you enjoying the current series of lore that I am producing revolving around the Star Wars vs. Lord of the Rings fanfiction? I hope to evolve this into a much more prominent universe that includes some of the most formidable characters from these two respected universes. Tell me if you agreed and enjoyed how I did this, and tell me if you'd like to see more of these similarly orchestrated fanfictions and hypothetical scenarios in the future. Farewell. And remember, I will see you in the fields of the Undying Lands.